Doc, give me chat. Well, just in the nick of time, we are live, and oh boy, do I have a surprise for you. We've got Hexx, we've got Pharaohs, but most importantly, we've got Donnie up here in the booth, and while I write down the score sheets, Donnie's going to do a little talking while his podcast co-host, Uncle Jimmy, takes the plate, so I am going to hand it to Cousin Donnie. Apologies for the technical difficulties earlier. We tried to get microphones for both of us going, but apparently the good Lord decided that these two voices needed to be real close together on one microphone. We're doing it Lady in the Tramp style, folks. Here's Donnie.
Adam, always a pleasure being up here with you, man. Thank you for allowing me to grace the booth with you. Grace the booth. There we go.
He's had a couple, 2 or 3
No, we had a celebratory beer after the game because we won earlier, which was awesome. It's my first Forest Park win ever. But we've got a heck of a battle in store for you guys. We've got Hexx. We've got Pharaohs. Pharaohs won last night over the Demons. I believe the score 6-0 behind their fearless leader and Curtis King on the mound for the Pharaohs. And Uncle Jimmy Moretti, will lead it off for Hexx, rocking number 29 in that right-handed batter's box. And here we go. Curtis down 0-2 in the count. He can throw a strike whenever he wants. Adam, one of the guys that can really get ahead and do that for this Pharaohs team. I mean, they've got a couple young, talented individuals out there, and Curtis will try and pitch to his defense. Moretti with a cut into left center, and that's going to start the game for Hexx. Right into left center field for an early single for Jimmy Moretti, and that's how it's done for a leadoff hitter. I mean, you're probably thinking, he's a pitcher, right? He can't be a leadoff hitter. Well, certainly he is, and a beautiful cut swing, and now we've got Curtis Ostrom, who bats second for this Hexx team, who can kind of pull the ball a ton and maybe go to the right side.
Jimmy saw the old Atlanta Braves commercial in the 90s with the pitchers that chicks dig the long ball and figured, why not put myself at the top of the lineup?
That's right. So now we're going to have Curtis Ostrom batting second for this Hexx team with Moretti on first. We've got TJ over at first, holding him close. Curtis King got ahead with a strike in this top half of the first inning. Now Curtis' flat pitch is going to be called illegal by Oscar. We've got Oscar behind the plate and Brian Panic over by second base as the umpires for this game. A high pitch, Curtis over on the ground, over to second base for one. Jack Doss with a scoop, and that's the first out of the inning, and a nice play over there from the third baseman over to Jack.
Yeah, Dirty Red Kerry London with a nice pick, good feed over to second. Jack with the pick there. Probably would have been a tough turnover at first, but able to get the lead runner, which you're happy to get it there early.
I love that you use his street name in Dirty Red. Kerry London, I love the way you put it out. It's fantastic. I mean, that's what everybody calls him.
If you've got a street name, you've got to use it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Now we've got big power here, number 34. This is Big Al Rice, right? Got a little bit of pop. I'm curious to see that center fielder is playing near Chuck Rigaldo on the center field for the other diamond. Big Al can go deep. He might try and do something soft here to the right side and maybe move Kurt over. If Kurt's on second, it's probably a guaranteed run for this Hexx team with one out. So we'll see what Al Rice tries to do here with now being behind in the count. Jack Doss on the left side of second base. Curtis King with a couple fakes now towards the mound. Oh, flat pitch. Yep, that's hitting the gap. Over to Jimmy Hobson in left field. That's going to be snagged. What a play. That kid is an unbelievable pickup for this Pharaohs team. Played third base for BTA all last year. Now comes over and plays a dynamite left field for this Pharaohs team.
Do have to acknowledge Bruce Lee in the chat says Fat Kids rolling. I have to say once again, my apologies. I was not familiar with your game. Fat Kids with a big win over High Y in that last game, holding them off. They're playing real clean softball, Donnie. We talk about anything can happen. It's like March Madness. You know, there's anything can happen. You get hot at the right time. Fat Kids rolling. Richie Battistoni stepping in right now.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, you've got March Madness upsets all the time, but now we're talking about High Y getting beat, Meatball City getting beat by a very good Fat Kids team who is labeled as an A team. So the labels going into this tournament don't mean a ton. Now this would be a huge out for Pharaohs, and it looks like they're going to get out of the inning clean as James Hobson brings it in, and a huge 1-2-3.
Chris Pakulis checking in, looking for the WWF. I'm sure it'll come in the rotation here in this one as we've got a slobber knocker. Both teams tougher than a $2 steak. But here we go in the bottom of the first for Pharaohs. We've got Veli, Hobson, Long, then Sherman, Justin, TJ, Jack, Hamilton, Ben, Curtis King, and then Kerry London. So going to turn it back over to Donnie as I get this all transcribed over.
Here we go in the bottom half of the first inning. This kid is a stud, one heck of an outfielder as well for this Pharaohs team. You can hear the momentum shift. Nice cut ball over the head. Nice play from Rob Scahill to bring it on in with two hands up above the head. A fantastic swing from their leadoff. That's just better defense, right? And as a pitcher, you breathe a sigh of relief when that kid isn't on the bases. So now you've got one out here, and James Hobson, a good leader for this Pharaohs team, a new body for these guys this year. But Pharaohs have a little bit of momentum as they get out of that inning with no runs after the leadoff hit from Moretti. And now we've got Hobson, who's way in front of the plate, and Moretti tries to get ahead but hits the plate for a ball. Hobson way in front of the plate, might try and cut one as Kurt's a little bit deep. That's a flat pitch. Moretti not letting him cut one as he pitches flat and outside. So Hobson with the two batting gloves looks at it. That's short, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes. One thing you don't want to do in a game like this is put runners on base. That pitch is in there for a strike. Bottom of the first, 0-0. Welcome into Park District of Forest Park. That's a cut down in front of Curtis, and that's a hit. Just as we talked about, Adam, that Kurt, he plays deep, and he can come and get a lot of those soft cut balls, but that one was perfect. Who we got? This is Mike Long, correct?
Correct.
Mike Long here for Pharaohs, the right fielder who was rocking sunglasses and headphones before the game started. And I don't know if you're aware of this, everybody, but it is nighttime. So I love what he's doing with the right fielder is a little bit deep. Who's up there? Is that Al Rice in right field?
Thank you for that riveting color commentary, Donnie. It is, in fact, nighttime.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for, my man. I'm here to make observations. Here we go. Al Rice is in right field. Now, Moretti struggling to get ahead of hitters, and that's why people are kind of free swinging. You saw 2 good swings so far in this inning. Mike Long has to go towards that right side. I think he can. Right now, they're just essentially waiting for a strike as Moretti's struggling to throw strikes early, and now he's just kind of getting one across.
So Hobson on first, Long up to bat, hits this one into left, right at Kurt, ranging in, makes the catch at the hip. Quick throw into second for out number 2. Thank you, Donnie, for doing a little chatting while we filled out the score sheets, got everything going. He even hit his post in between innings.
That was a unfortunate ball there. Thank you, Adam, for the compliment. An unfortunate ball there with a runner on first that could score on anything in the grass. And now you've got the best hitter, in my opinion, on this Pharaohs team in Sherm. He is a stud.
Yeah, Sherman defensively and offensively absolutely crushes the ball, has a cannon attached to that right shoulder of his. Looking to make a little noise early for Pharaohs. Over in the chat, we got Anthony, we got Airborne, we got Peter. Sherman hits that one into left, right in front of Kurt. Hobson over to third. They don't get time, a little indifference. Sherman over to second. Oscar not giving them time. Greco was off first, but Sherman dancing behind him was not close to the base at all. Let's see what the conversation is here. But we saw that in the play-in games as well. And ironically, the same thing happened in a Sox game. The same type of play where you've got those runners on the corners. Second baseman or the infielder has that little split second of indecision. That time obviously didn't go towards second base, which it's imperative to keep the runner at third. So the right choice there to hold it, eat it, let Sherman get to second versus allow that run to come in, Donnie.
So this doesn't mean anything now without a 2-out hit, right? I mean, you've got second and third, 2 outs, big spot here for I believe their 5 hitter in this lineup with Sherm, who will score on anything in the outfield, and Hobson will score on anything. That's cut over to left field, and that's going to go foul.
Yeah, so Justin Mack, the second baseman here with runners on second and third, 2 outs, big spot for Pharaohs. Yeah, you are correct, Dave. It's you can't call time at that point when the play is still active, and that's something that a lot of these teams do. We see it a lot from the A Washington Park teams, B the teams with a lot of speed on the lineup, because it really creates a conundrum for the infielder. You've got to make that split-second decision, and everything happens so quick. It really pays off. So a good job, obviously, by Greco. He said, I know there's not much I could have done. I ran it in as Jimmy tries the no-look pickoff, nobody back there. But just an instance where sometimes doing nothing's the better choice right there. And as you mentioned, Donnie, Pharaohs, when they get a little momentum, they get a little bit louder on the side. You hear the cheering a little bit louder, and last thing you want to do is give them a run here in the bottom of the first. So we get reset here. 2-1 count. Jimmy checking his fake meter. Mack hits a high pop-up over to right. Rice in, gets his hands under it, stumbles, and holds it. Hobson unhappy with the results of that one. Nothing doing for either team. After one, we're all knotted up at 0. Hexx coming up. So top of the second inning we go. Adam Cumby, Donnie Rollins up here. Field 1 in the booth. Best seat in the house, joined by Sammy, Joe, and Joel to our right, our official scorekeepers. As I said before the game, we're just here for funsies over to the left. But we've got Mike Greco, Rob Scahill, and Eric Nidzella coming up.
Interesting to see Mike Greco work his way up through this Hexx lineup. Usually at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, like an 8-9, 7-8-9 hitter. Now Rob Scahill kind of dropping back for this team. I wonder it's because maybe Rob comes up with runners on base a little bit more often then as you drop down in the lineup. But an unbelievable job from Moretti that inning to get out of there with no runs.
Yeah, they held the runner at third. Big spot there. Curtis King is set on the mound. We'll go over the defense here for you. Now that I've got everything written down, we've got Hobson, Velli, and Mike Long in the outfield left to right. Greco takes a strike across the infield. London, Martin, Doss, Mack, and TJ. King on the mound, and Ben Hudson behind the dish. Are you laughing that TJ just got TJ and everyone else got names? Greco hits that one up the middle to Doss, stays down with it, bobbles, fires over to first. A little extra noise from that Hexx sideline. Of course, during the season, Doss was with Hexx playing with Pharaohs here in the tournament. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch there. Rob Scahill stepping in, the lefty.
This is a big spot for Scahill, and I just talked about that. He's moving down the lineup a little bit. This is why we do that, right? Now you've got Greco, who runs really well at first base, and Scahill, anything in the gap's a run.
Former major leaguer. Check out his BB Ref page. Pretty good numbers. Yeah. So the lefty here with a chance to drive one, hits it high into right, long, ranging back, under, makes the catch, shoots two. Greco over towards second. Throw goes a little bit wide. Sherman gets it. So sac fly there, gets the runner to second. So he gave it a ride, but got under it just a bit too much. And here comes Eric.
Adam, if you're going to make an out in that situation, that's the out, right? Something deep to that part of the field. Greco, like I mentioned, runs pretty well. And now you've got Nidzella, whose best ball is a flip to short right field, and Greco will score on that sort of hit.
So score update from field 2 from our guy, Sonny Alejandro. 13-0, 45's up right now. Flat pitch there from King. Thank you, Sonny. It was an Alejandro family affair last night during the Meatball City broadcast. That one fouled to the left side. Good look from Nidzella.
That's a decoy ball, Adam. Because now
get the ball set back in play. So one down, runner in scoring position here. Over to short. Sherman with it. Sherman picks his hands up just a bit too early. Couple of miscues here for Pharaohs, leads to first and second with one out. And here is fan of the show, Rob Grisano. I don't know if he's a bigger fan of the show or a bigger fan of you, Donnie, but I don't think he likes either of us very much.
I think he loves us both, Adam.
That's right. I was going to say, he doesn't like us. He loves us.
Yeah.
So Grisano here, runners on first and second, one down. The last 2 years, every time I did a game that Grisano's team was playing in, he was never here. This year, I've done a ton of games since he switched over to Hexx. He said, "You might just be bad luck for me, brother." So I told him I'm going to make sure I'm doing this game. We'll test the theory out. That one to the left side. Looks like it's going to hook foul. Good look.
So now it'll be interesting, Adam, to see what Robbie does. His best ball is a soft cut in front of left field, right? But you've got first and second with 2 strikes. This ball cannot be cut because you don't want it to go foul. Unless Robbie gets a pitch, he can absolutely cut.
So King checks his D, takes a little hop. He's so fun to watch. Illegal pitch there. Hits that one up the middle right at Sherman, flips to Doss, over to first, bingo, bango, bongo, that's a double play. So 2 runners on, erased on the double play. Good defense there from Pharaohs. We head to the bottom of the second, all knotted up at 0. So a good turn on the double play there. Sherman to Doss to TJ. Ends the scoring threat for Hexx. Pharaohs coming up here in the bottom of the second. It's going to be TJ, Jack, and then Hamilton. So positioning the defense right here. Kruger moves to our left of second base. Yeah, Eric Huff, I think that's the second official double play call I've had this tournament. So they've been scant so far as that one deep fly over to Al Rice for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Not the start you like to see if you're Pharaohs after a big double play to give yourself some momentum. So here is the matchup that a lot of people are tuned in for. You see some folks sitting on the edge of their seats for this one. Doss v. Moretti. Tries to hit him with the quick pitch there. Doss to the right side, just fouled by about a foot. Good look there from Jack. Nice easy swing. That is correct. Eric Huff, that was a very tough loss. But hey, man, the scenic route works for the best of us. I know we've hit the scenic route the last couple. Just means more time here at the park, so we'll make sure to have the beers cold, the food hot, the action never ending. Jack hits that one over to Scahill. It skips up. He gets a hand on it. Doss beats it out. He's safe at first. Good hustle there from Jack. One hopper to Rob. Climbed up the hands. Kicked over to his right. Made a good throw across. Good hustle down the line for Doss. So he's standing on first here with one out. So one on, one out. That one right off the heart of the plate. There's a strike, so 2-1 here. Doss tying his shoes. The laces are actually undone. Doesn't look like a mind game. Hit over his head into left, right at Kurt. Right idea, wrong guy. So 2 outs now, runner on first. And here is Ben, who these last couple weeks in Forest Park ball, at least Ben has been absolutely mashing taters.
Ben against us last week was 3 for 3 with a home run and a triple when they beat us last week. I will say, Adam Quick, that Moretti is doing a really nice job changing heights on his pitches, right? He knows that that batter wants to cut, so he's pitching him flat and saying, try to cut this, right? You're going to cut it right at Curtis for our second out. So now you've got Jack at first, Ben, who can hit that right center gap of that right field line pretty hard. I'm curious to see if he sticks with that.
So good start there from Jimmy. That one short of home. Ben hits that one into right at the feet of Rice. Doss around third. They're going to hold him. Good throw from Al, deep right field. Absolute cannon in. Good hold at third base as well. So first and third now with 2 outs. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Mr. King. Was looking forward to it. He's not just fun to watch on the mound. He's fun to watch doing everything else. Let's see what we get. So we're going to get double zeros for 6.
He ran into the batter's box. Like, he was that excited to get an AB at him. He physically ran into that left-handed batter's box. Veteran hitter.
So Walker's going to hit here.
Veteran hitter in Walker. Shano.
Take strike 1. Got the backwards Sox cap. Bill flipped up. Takes the step on the pump. The pick off attempt behind. Ben over at first. So not a loud call from Oscar there. So nobody on the right side knew that that was a foul ball. That was definitely a fresh off the bench hack. So you can see there Jimmy getting him on the pumps, then just throws him a little fastball. Looks like the 45s game over on field 2. I'm going to guess that that score remained the same or somewhat the same.
Jimmy's trying to hit the bat there, Adam.
Hits that one into center, right at Frank. A step to his left and out, number 3. So the runner in scoring position stranded. Nothing doing there after 2. Still knotted up at 0. We've got a battle going into the 3rd. So here for Hexx, we're going to have Nick Kimmer, Frank Perone, and Mike Kruger. That'll be Kimmer, Frankie, and Smoke. So top 3-0-0. Pharaohs were threatening last half inning. Good play and great throw from right from Al Rice. Probably helped make that decision to hold the runner at 3rd a little easier for Pharaohs, and then they put the clamps on. So the double pump, the pitch, ball. So there's a rabbit on the field. Good on you, Carrie London. Taking care of wildlife here in Forest Park. That one into left, right at Hobson's feet. Dives down, gets his hands under it, cradles it up against the body for out number 1. A big catch there from James. Here comes Frank. That's such a tough catch to make.
That kid has turned into one heck of a left fielder after playing third base for the last 2 years of his career with BTA. Now coming over for Pharaohs and taking that left field position. Frank has tons of pop here at the bottom of the lineup for this Hexx team. Just failing to get runners on right now for both teams. I mean, not scoring those runners once we get on base.
There's a strike to start things off. Illegal pitch from King. High fly ball into center. Valley under, playing pretty deep to begin with. They had him well scouted for that power stroke that Donnie was talking about. So here's Smoke playing short center for Hexx. Two down, the 11 hitter here for Hexx. Jimmy waiting in the wings. King moving his defense over. Just missed. Collective groan from the audience. That one flat. There's a strike. Strike 2, nice bounce back there from King. So Doss directing a little traffic there in the outfield. That one probably outside, over to second. Nice play there from Mac to get him. So a little momentum on their side. 1-2-3 inning there defensively. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, all knotted up at 0. Pharaohs coming up. So friend of nature, or at least the local rabbit scene, Carey London leading things off here. The 11 hitter, then back to the top, Veli and Hobson. So 11-1-2 for Pharaohs. Tello Mike Long is here. He's batting third and playing right field. So he definitely is in this one. Played well last night, too. I didn't call last night's Pharaohs game, but I did take some pictures. Got some pretty dope pictures of Long. Whole top of their order, pretty much. They came out of the gates on fire, made for some great photos. You can find those on the Park District page and the No Glove Nationals page. London flips that one down the left side, foul. Want to thank everyone for joining us, wherever you're joining us. We got options on Facebook, we got Twitch, we got the YouTubes. What's old is new. But here we are live from the Park District of Forest Park. Adam Cumby here with Donnie, Signature Zone Donnie Rollins, pitcher extraordinaire. I got to watch him throw a shutdown inning while I was taking some pictures today. Those will be up on the socials after this weekend.
That's for my Instagram, Adam. I need those. That's good for the gram.
That's what I call it, profile pic season.
Yeah.
Hands up, Jim.
So 2-2 here to London. Always enjoy hearing Richie and Jimmy go back and forth, pitcher catcher. Good communication there as that one hit over to Kurt and left. About as automatic as it gets. Back to the top of the order here comes Veli.
Big spot here for Pharaohs, Adam, as they get back to the top of their lineup. And it's a good spot to get to these guys in the third inning, bottom of the third. You might see them in like the fifth and then the seventh. That's kind of where you want these top of the lineup to come in. Veli, stud, man. I mean, this kid, 19, 20 years old, playing in the biggest stage, starting in center field for the Pharaohs.
That one up the middle. Smoke with it, fires across, close, but Greco can't come up with it cleanly. If he picks it clean, that's likely an out, assuming the umpire makes the correct call. But it's Brian over there, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We're saying good things. We're saying good things. So we've got one out, runner on first. Here comes Hobson, and almost immediately two people in the chat. I don't know what they're talking about, but Bobby Ronald and Kevin saying not just a pitcher, Donnie Rollins hits. I don't know what Donnie Rollins hits, maybe other cars or...
You know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, Adam. You know that.
They do say that.
Yeah.
So Hobson here, a little wiggle in the hips. That one just missed. That one up the middle. Smoke can't pick it cleanly. Veli kicks it. Brian says he is out at second. Looked like that one hit off of Smoke. Veli kicked it right back into Smoke. Brian saying he had to reach around him because Smoke was in front of the base. I do appreciate that Brian is very animated in things because we can tell what he's saying. You can see right now demonstrating he's tried to swim his arm around. Couldn't really reach directly into the bag. So when the ball got kicked back to Smoke, really Veli kind of harmed himself there as he kicked it right back into the short center fielder's hands, unable to touch the bag. That's at least the interpretation I get from Brian from this far away. So it looks like the base was just blocked and he wasn't able to get his hand in there quick.
I mean, the absolute worst place to hit that ball in that situation, I know Hobson beats out probably 99% of ground balls, but to hit it right at the short center on the base. Oh, sorry. I get excited when I get up here with you, Adam.
We're redlining, brother.
Hell yeah, that's what we want. We want people to have their ears blown off. Now we've got, this is a big opportunity, right? 3-hitter for Pharaohs. Here we go.
Want to thank Angelo for checking in, Mel for checking in, Scope Sniper on Twitch for checking in. Thank you. Appreciate you. Brandon Marshall over on Facebook. Lucho, everyone tuning in, thank you so much. Glad to have you with us. Round 2 Friday night, Park District of Forest Park. No Glove National 16-inch softball tournament, the 56th annual, as Long takes a ball. That one almost knocked out Hobson and Greco there. Neither one could get their hands up in time, but luckily skipped right past both of them. Good throw from Richie. That would have been a twofer. Jim Macy checking in. Make sure you check in. Would love to give you a shout. Thank you for joining us. It's Friday night and you're here. I shouldn't sound so surprised. The best 16-inch softball action around. Can't beat it. No Glove Nationals. The best 24 teams vying for the title. Pharaohs not happy with the arc on that one. Long hits that one down the left side. Foul. Nice catch from someone out of play. Looked like a one-handed snag. And then the throw back in real smooth.
Adam, this is almost best case scenario, as you probably want full count, as Hobson will be gone on the pitch. So anything down is probably a run now.
So big spot for Long here. All goose eggs. Torrey Riedel checking in. Long hits that one over to second. Nice play from Nidzella. Kind of turned to his side, but able to secure it. Fires it over for out number 3. If you like defense, you're loving this game. After 3, all knotted up at 0. Here comes Hexx. Say what you want about our umpires. I could not deal with half the stuff they deal with on a regular basis. But speaking of deals, we do want to thank our sponsors real quickly. A+ Cleaning and Maintenance Service. FH Passion. Pete DeJoya and Danny Flanagan, who provide all the fresh produce here this weekend at the tournament. And then Robert's West Side and Bobby's East Side, right there on Madison, downtown Forest Park. Concerts, booze, everything in between. Don't go there, you lose. Go to Robert's West Side. Our guy Joel works over there, so I think he likes it. You'd like it too.
You're doing the darn thing here, Adam, with the sponsors and the beautiful transition into the sponsors.
We got music, we got ads, we got it all, my brother. So back to the top of the order, Jimmy Moretti leading things off here. Of course, we've also got shirts, hats, a pitch here from King. Moretti hits that one to the left side. Looks like it's going to hook foul while we get that one back in play. Of course, everyone's favorite piece of merchandise, the tourney mugs. So you can get your tourney mug with beer for $10. You can get it without beer for $6, but I don't know why you would buy it without beer when you could just get it filled up for $4. All refills are $6 for those. Get a 14-ounce beer for $6, but why not get a 20-ounce beer for $6 and a tourney mug? Something designed by our very own Micah O'Neill. Summer intern this year, has been on the maintenance crew for about 5-6 years. Plays in the tournament. I believe he was on Sauce's roster for the tournament this year. As Jimmy hits that one to third, London with it. Easy throw, TJ with the pick. They get him at 1, so a good first out there. And a good job to get me to stop the ad reads. Put the ball in play.
I'll tell you what, those ad reads are great, though, Adam. You're doing all right with getting things across that you need to say. I mean, we love watching Jimmy Moretti hit, but it's a spectacle watching you put hats and mugs up on the screen.
Speaking of shout-outs, congratulations to Jimmy for the Papa Magoo's opening. It's I believe it's now open, and then they're having the grand opening in beginning of August, so congratulations to him, attached to the GoPro Sports Dome, which I've done a game from. It's a really cool facility out there, but always love to see as that one hit foul off the bat of Kurt Ostrom. Always love to see our softball community thriving, not just surviving. We like when they're thriving, so glad to see that that is open, because the bones of it look cool when I was there this winter, so now the guts of it also look pretty neat.
August 2nd is the opening date for Papa Magoo's inside the GoPro Dome. That's what they say a lot about Jimmy. Great bones.
Great. Jimmy's got great bones.
Drinks a lot of milk.
So here, one down.
What's the undershirt there from Curtis King? I'm curious to see what he's rocking underneath the jersey.
Might have to run down there and go ask him between innings. Little sideline report from Donnie Rollins as Kurt hits that one high to the left side. Again, foul.
I don't know if you caught that on camera, but Kurt, after that swing, hit himself in the head with the bat.
Bold strategy. So King with the pump, the pitch. That one misses. King wanted that one.
Goodness, that was close.
We got to get this man in a movie. That was good. That was a good. No.
Great acting job from Curtis.
Stella! As Kurt hits that one into left, just over Sherm. Love the big smile on his face as he's marching towards the line, just talking to Oscar. Nothing bad. Just says he was watching it. He knew, and King, of course, going to get back to the mound, get to work. But that's one that really sucks, Donnie. A pitch you really wanted, then the ball, you don't get the call, and then a perfect ball there from Kurt into left.
As a pitcher, Adam, who doesn't get a lot of guys out sometimes, that is not frustrating, but just disappointing as you throw such a good pitch for what you think is a strike, and then the next pitch is hit into left field for a single, so you don't get the out, and you got to deal with Curtis Ostrom on the bases now.
Yeah, not just Curtis Ostrom on the bases, Al Rice at the plate, and we've seen him drive the ball over to field 3 at the top left of your screen many times, hits that one into center. Veli over slides, makes the catch. That ball skips high, almost over Doss's head, but that one right there, yeah, again, very tough to survive the ground even on a sliding catch. You saw him start to go towards his knees, thought the first instinct was going to be to put a hand down, try to land, held the ball with both hands, put it in one, was able to keep it, secure it, and get it in. So he did a really good job kind of bracing himself on the ground, minimizing impact, but still holding onto the ball to make the catch. So 2 outs now. My goodness, what a catch there. It's so difficult to hit this thick grass in the outfield and maintain control of the ball.
That was all hands, and he caught that ball.
See, now Tim's someone I can agree with here on Facebook. Terrible pitcher, Donnie. So Richie Battistoni up, Kurt on first. Thank you for watching.
This ball is going in between Jack Doss and the left side of second and the second baseman. It's going to go right over Curtis King's head for a single. That's my prediction.
Sonny Alejandro asking the important questions. Is that possible? Sideline reporting for home and away team? Just a quick catch-up from coach or a player to hear thoughts of how games are going? My man, anything is possible. We just got to make it happen. So if that's something that people would like to see, I'm sure we can try to work something out with that. Get a few auxiliary cameras as Richie hits that one over to second, skips right through Mac's hands. Kurt around third, good aggressive send right away, and Hexx is on the board first. Tailor-made ground ball there, hit right to Justin Mack. Pulled his eyes up before the ball was in his hands, and here is Hexx on the board first. And again, after a pitch that King really, really wanted, Kurt gets the single, and then you get that outcome there. Good ball. Unfortunate break there for Mack. You can see him hanging his head there for a second. So we're going to get a runner, Novak running, our very own. Was taking some pictures earlier, saw him changing into his uniform. I said, hope you make it in, buddy. Here he is. Here he is.
Does he work on the staff?
He is one of our grounds crew members, so one of the hard workers who gets these fields turned over before every single game. So got to sit out this one, of course, save his energy. Out here to run now for Hexx. Of course, he was one of the people who threw out the ceremonial first pitch to kick off the tournament to honor former director Dave Novak. So one of the grandchildren. I think he was one of the few that didn't get it past the plate, so we'll just make sure we mention that one. He put a little extra arc on it, but he was about 6 inches short.
Why is Timmy throwing shots at me? I'm his biggest fan. I don't get it.
Maybe that's why he listened to the song Stan, and he knows sometimes having the biggest fan is not a good thing.
I don't get it.
So here's Greco, runner on first. Hexx with the lead, hits that one into left, right at Hobson's feet. It skips away. Novak around third. He's going to score. Greco with the throw coming to home. Didn't go to the cutoff man. Mike allowed to get to third. Another run across for Hexx. And right now, things getting a little wild for Pharaohs. Couple misplays, a couple calls that they did not agree with, and the wheels come off after that. Good effort from James Hobson in left, but that's the risk there, Donnie. You leave your feet, you try to make a catch like that. Sometimes the ball skips away. Good wheels on the pinch runner. Good coaching there to get Matt on first, able to go first to third, and then you get a big hit there and you get another run.
Here's the thing about those two plays, right? As a pitcher, you get a little frustrated with a ground ball to second base for the end of the inning. Hobson is as solid as it gets out there for these guys, and Curtis now has to regain composure for his team because Curtis is spot on tonight. All his pitches are thoroughly thought about. Two good pitches that could have been outs turn into 2 runs.
So Rob Scahill up now, the runner on third. Just a little poke will do it for him. Yeah, still a 2-run ball game, so nothing crazy right now for Pharaohs. You saw Doss talking to King just before the pitch. He's kind of letting his pitcher know probably what you were talking about there. He's not really doing anything poorly. It's just been a couple unlucky breaks, including a ground ball hit right at the second baseman as Scahill hits that one into right. Big turn around first. And right now, you know Hexx is smelling blood in the water. Right there, that ball hit right in front of the right fielder. Scahill had no plans to stop at first base, trying to force them into playing defense, force them to do stuff right now, noticing that Pharaohs side is pressing, so they're putting the screws to them.
You're absolutely right, Adam. I mean, it's Rob Scahill's played ball at a very high level. If anyone's got an IQ, it's that fella right there. And a high IQ.
So runner on second, 2 outs. Eric Nidzella up. That one over past second once again. Scahill in to score. Easy piece of hitting from Nidzella. Another hit, another run, and Hexx is cooking right now. It's time for fourth meal, and these boys are ready to eat. So we're going to get a pinch runner over on first. Tall, lanky fella. So Matt running at 1, Gersano up to bat, hit into a double play his last time up. Yeah, Airborne, you hit the nail on the head over on Twitch. It's just got to be a horrible feeling in the field right now. Gersano hits that one to the left side, out of play. If you are watching the game from the Park District of Forest Park, there's a black Elantra illegally parked. It's going to be towed. That is all. So runner on first. Gersano set. Hits that to the left side again, just off the top of the yellow safety barrier. Donnie, you don't happen to drive a black Elantra, do you?
No. I don't, actually.
You just hear the footsteps real quick and the door fly open. Donnie's not with us anymore.
Yeah, what if that was my car? both embarrassing, and I would have to run,
Skirt, skirt.
which sucks. Oh, Timmy's going to make fun of me for that.
Deep fly ball into left center. A little extra power from the grunt. That one gets past Veli. Grisano chugging around second. They're going to hold him at third. Throw your ones up in the chat. Bobby Grisano with a deep bomb into left center field gets another run on the board.
So that was a pretty interesting at-bat from Grisano, right? A guy that's relied on the cut for a while now in his game to then be forced to swing hard at something and try to find a gap with 2 strikes was the best possible thing for Robbie, not only in this game, but for going forward. And he's not my cousin.
So Kimmer here, runner on third, still 2 outs. 4 of these 5 runs have been after 2. Yeah, good point right there, Brandon Luna, all off 1 error. That's the way of the road, Bubbles. Sometimes one thing cascades into a 5-run inning, and you can't shake it. You try, then you start to press, and you see, the throws are a little wide. Everything starts to go, and we've seen that cascade here in the 4th. But still, only 5 runs. That one hit over to London, gets a hand on it. Good hustle from Grisano, gets home. Kimmer over to first, but another example there where ball hit right to you, you get your hands on it, you just can't squeeze it. You might be thinking about something else, including just getting out of this inning. You've been out there with 2 outs for a while. It gets very, very frustrating. Frank Perrone stepping in right now with a runner on first, still 2 outs, and suddenly it's a 6-run ball game. We were just saying after 3, if you like defensive battles, this one's for you. All of a sudden they put a 6 on the board.
That's the dreaded announcer jinx, Adam. No, not you, me.
Okay.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, you're the jinx. Hashtag Robert Blake. That one off the plate. Oh, Timmy, I didn't know Robbie and Donnie were twins. We have fun here.
Tell Timmy to go home. He's in the parking lot somewhere. Get out of here, go home.
There's a strike from King. Frank hits that one into deep left. Hobson over. Let's see if he secures it. He does. So out number 3, but 6 across for Hexx. A busy top of the 4th. We head to the bottom 4. Pharaohs coming up. Well, I don't think Grisano can call me bad luck anymore. A huge hit to help break this one open for Hexx. A 6-0 lead. We're going to have Sherman Martin, Justin Mack, and TJ Riedel coming up here looking to get something on the board as they're chasing 6. So bottom 4, it was a quiet first 3 innings, almost nothing going on whatsoever, and then a big top of the 4th for Hexx.
I'll tell you what, that 45s game must have ended in record time because that game was over and this game was in the 2nd inning. Either this field is maybe a couple minutes behind.
That game started
but
early.
Their kids are out there now.
You were over by the beer tent and that game had started and they were like 3-4 innings in by the time we started. So time flies fast when you're having a couple Millie Lights.
Never. not this guy. I don't drink Miller Lite.
I like you more. So here's Sherm. Hits that one up the middle. Nice play from Smoke. Not sure if he caught the ball or the ball caught him, but that one hit hard right into his hands. Fires a dart over to first for the first out. So Justin Mack here with an opportunity after missing that ground ball at second, looking to just put something in play, get on base, get a little bit of momentum and life back here for this Pharaohs side. Yeah, Spaghetti, it's crazy. It's a small world. Mack to the left side at Kurt's feet. Kurt slides, makes the catch. He was playing pretty deep there, Donnie, and we've said he covers a lot of ground. He catches just about everything. That time he did both. Came sprinting in, full speed, slides, gets his hands under the ball, uses his body to catch it. Nice catch there to keep the speed off the bags.
You know, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Kurt typically plays a little bit deep, but he's so capable of coming in to get balls like that. I mean, that ball was on the grass when he caught that ball. That is as close as it gets.
Mel Robinson with the fun little factoid. First inning of that 45s game was crazy. They had 7 runs on only 2 outfield hits, so looks like things might have gotten away from Whale a little bit in that one. That one hit to Scahill, gets away from him. Hard hit ball from TJ, 2-out base runner. Brings Jack up to the plate. Big moment here. Got to believe the heart's pumping a little faster for Doss, but a big moment, big opportunity to keep this inning alive. Bring TJ into scoring position, or hey, why not just drive a gap and do a little bit more? So big moment here, 2 down. Pharaohs chasing 6. If you blinked, you missed it. Just missed in. That one down the right field line. It's going to be foul. Good look right towards the Dave softball sign.
He's tried that ball twice now, Adam, and missed it by a combined about 10 feet.
Yeah, had a little extra air under that one. His first at bat, put it on a line, hit it pretty hard. That time looked like he was trying to place it a little bit more. Right idea if he could get it over there, as we said. Try to find a gap, find some open space, give TJ a little bit of extra time to get around. 2 outs, runner on first, bottom 4. There's a strike.
Perfect pitch. Perfect pitch.
So
1 and 2.
1-2 count here. Let's see what Jimmy does with 2 strikes. He's got some wiggle room. Doss hits a high fly ball into left center. Frank over, makes the catch. So 2-out base runner erased on a fly out. Nothing doing there for Pharaohs in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the top 5. Hexx coming up. So a noticeable lack of energy from the Pharaohs side as they took the field this half inning. Not something we're too used to seeing. Right now, the wind out of their sails, looking for a big defensive stop in the top of the 5th. So Mike Kruger leading things off. Then we're back to the top, 11-1-2. So Jimmy and Kurt on deck and in the hole. That one into right at long. Good start there for Smoke. So back to the top. Here's Jimmy.
So, Adam, this is what good teams do now. They bury teams they should be beating. Now, this is a huge inning for Hexx to step on the gas pedal this inning.
Jimmy hits that to the left side, foul. About halfway between the line and the fence. So well placed there. If you like signature, I'm looking at your jersey out of the corner of my eye. If you like symmetry.
What if you don't like symmetry?
Then you probably hated that foul ball.
Yeah.
Yell at Jimmy to hit it more to the left or the right.
He'll try a cut again. His left fielder's too deep. Whoa.
Illegal pitch there. Also landed off the heart of the plate. To the left side, just foul. About a foot or so. So much more fair. So that one was for the non-symmetry fans out there.
Is it a math term?
Did you just register what symmetry
I don't
was?
know, man. Symmetry. We're talking about hitting cut balls down the line. I mean, this ball has to be fair. So let's see if Jimmy tries right side now, knowing that he's trying to probably move Smokey over. Nope.
Hits that to the left side, foul once again. So I don't know if I had strike 3 on the bracket challenge for Jimmy, but if I owe him a steak dinner after this, he's getting the world's smallest steak.
Adam, that's a strikeout for Uncle Jim, and he is. I'm gonna bring that up to him later when I talk to him.
Yeah, if I lose this bracket challenge, I have to buy that man a steak dinner. He's getting a kid steak. That one high into left. Hobson over in foul territory. Makes the catch. Throw goes to second. So Smokey will advance on the sac fly. So Al Rice here. Looking to drive one, bring the 11-hitter home. That one misses deep. Just missed again here. King to Rice. Gets strike 1. High fly ball into center. Valley chasing it back, makes the catch for out number 3. So the leadoff hit erased on 3 consecutive outs. A little life from our left here on the Pharaohs side coming up in the bottom of the 5th. It's dark. We're wearing sunglasses. We got a full tank of gas and a quarter pack of smokes. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. 6-0 ball game. Nigel is going to pinch hit here. Good to see Jimmy smiling after that strikeout.
He said, I rarely miss it 3 times in a row. And then he said, at least I got the balls to do it. Jimmy, you struck out, brother. I like that you're making, giving yourself some confidence going into the inning as Nigel Young will pinch hit. But that's okay.
So there's a strike from Jimmy to Nigel. Nigel also probably going to match or surpass Grisano's grunt if he makes contact here. No grunt, but hits it on the ground over to Scahill. Quick play over at first. He gets him by a fraction of a step. Good stretch over from Greco to get him. So there's a quick first out. Bottom 5, 11:15 p.m. Central Time. It's almost tomorrow, Donnie. Of course, we'll be back at it starting our losers bracket games at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So not a lot of time for a turnaround. Donnie's got a break for a while, though. That's what winning games on Friday night will do for you, my brother. You get a nice little break over on Saturday morning. got a lot of pictures of you last year on a Saturday, so I won't get any daytime pictures of Donnie.
Well, thank
Probably
goodness.
for the best.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be playing at 5 o'clock tomorrow, I'll tell you.
So Ben Hudson here hits it hard up to Smokey. Nice hop, nice play. That's one where he drove it, swung hard, made good contact, but it took a great hop up there right at the hips of Smokey, and he was able to get rid of it quickly.
I love Curtis King. I mean, to see your team down 6-0, right? He's a gamer as much as anybody I've ever met. He runs into the batter's box with excitement to hit. Not a lot of guys do that in this game.
Yeah, there's a certain joy when he plays that you just absolutely love to see. He takes time. Someone over in the stands said swing and a miss, or one of the Hexx players. I'm guessing from the stands because he looked over. There's a lot of players over there from the earlier games. Of course, a lot of these players play a lot all year round, so the razzing never stops. Little flat from Jimmy there. That one off the plate, so 2 outs, and then the walk from Mr. Kurt King. Brings up Kerry London, so signs of life. You can hear Richie letting Jimmy know, 2 dead, nothing doing. That one high into left, right, over at Kurt. So a 2-out walk, but nothing doing. Another quiet inning offensively for Pharaohs. Sorry, I'm tired. It's late. Hexx coming up in the top of the 6th. So bottom 6, or sorry, top 6, or bottom 6, yeah, I was correct. No, top 6. So confused. I was looking down at my score sheet. Top 6. Ooh, we are going to outlast the West Coast game potentially. I'll take it.
Here is a 16-inch softball legend, Adam and Mark Holstein, hitting for Hexx. I thought he might get the starting lineup. He hasn't been out here a ton for Hexx this year to grant him a starting spot, I'm guessing, but one of the best bats of all time.
Yeah, actually one of the clips we played from the Hall of Fame induction game on Tuesday was Holstein hitting an absolute bomb from field 2 over to field 3. So where that far field is on the far end of your screen is that one hammered into deep right. Long chasing it back, makes the catch. Full extension of the arms, fingertips it for out number 1. So Hammer and Holstein gives it a ride, but Mike Long goes a long way to make the catch.
That was I haven't seen Mark Holstein really try and go deep like that in a while. He must have got a pitch that made him say, "This looks tasty."
Looks like a man with quite the appetite. He is a massive human being. So Greco up here with 1 out. Takes a strike. Another good pitch there from King. That one over to Sherman. High hop to the hip. Good play on the short. Good throw across. It was close. Good hustle from Greco, but they get him on the throw. So Sherman to TJ for out number 2. That one had the potential to eat him up. Kind of short hopped him right at the feet, but able to cradle it up against the body, secure it, and get rid of it quickly. As you mentioned earlier, Donnie, Greco moves pretty well down the line, so Sherman didn't have a lot of time to get rid of it.
That kid is a certified stud in this game, and he's so young. Was playing professional baseball earlier this year until decided to maybe take on some more softball focus. As Rob Scahill hits one up the middle past the right foot of Curtis King into short center field. Scahill with a big turnaround first base, and will go back to the bat.
So runner on first. Nidzella coming up here with 2 outs. So King saying that's my fault. I thought Doss was there. Part of that communication up the middle. Obviously, they haven't played together a lot, so you get some of these players who just have that sixth sense about where the other guy is. This time, you know, you're used to seeing him from the other dugout, but not really used to having him right there behind you. That's an instance right there where one might be used to doing one thing, one might be used to the short center fielder doing the other, or vice versa. So just little things like that you notice when some of these players haven't played together a lot before, especially positions like that where there is a lot of feel, a lot of moving around when it comes to coverage up the middle. No coverage necessary on that one. Nidzella hits it into center. The throw comes in, and with 2 outs, we've got runners on first and third.
So this will be an interesting at-bat for Robbie. I know last time he missed 2 cuts. First time he batted, he missed a cut for a double play. Now he's got first and third in the 6th inning with 2 big runs potentially out there, and you know he hit a gap last time for a triple. So
yeah, looking to keep things going here. Big opportunity to break this one wide open. Quick 2 outs, but then 2 base runners, 2 hits. That one missed outside. Hit into left, right in front of Hobson. Big turn around second, close at third. He gets him on the tag. Looked like he tried to kind of plant his left leg and come around the tag, but a good job by London sticking it down and applying it. So that's going to be out number 3 over there. Pharaohs chasing 7 coming up in the bottom of the 6th. So the bad news for Pharaohs chasing 7-0 right now. The good news for Pharaohs is they've got the top of the order coming up right now. Big man staying behind the dish, so that's going to take up a significant portion of the bottom of your screen. We've got Veli, Hobson, and Long. You can hear Clarence saying no heroes. A lot of times when you see those teams press, you start to see those real high pop flies trying to drive the ball instead of just getting on, especially the top of this Pharaohs order. Someone like Veli gets on base, use the speed to your advantage, make the defense press a little bit. So sometimes with a player with this type of athleticism and speed, a single can be just as effective, because then you know the defense has to account for that, everything else that happens afterwards. So good spot here to have the top of the lineup with Veli, Hobson, and Long trying to set the table here. Bottom 6, chasing 7. Misses just deep. I like the sly look back towards Oscar there. Red bat, pink tape. High fly ball, foul to the left side. Into the tree. The trees to our right get all the love here during the tournament, but good job by the tree to our left. So Veli changing bats. Different bat, still pink grip.
Is that the power bat? So he went with the cut bat for the first 2 swings. This is the line drive bat.
That one hard over to third. Nice play from Kimmer for the first out. So hit it hard, but hit it right to him. Frustrated with himself, and as he hits that bat onto the ground, sounded a little dead. So Hobson here, 1 out. Got to be frustrating. You're just scratching and clawing, trying to get anything. You hit it hard, but you hit it right at the third baseman. Strike there to start things off from Jimmy to Hobson. Jimmy to James. Deep fly ball into left center. Kurt gets over quick, turns, gets it into second. It's going to be close. They get the tag on him. Brian sprinting in. Hobson jumping up and down emphatically, but it looked like Kurt with the throw got it in time, right on the money. Quick turn, quick tag. Not much protest there from Hobson. Probably a little bit more disappointed with the result than with the call. Still over there to our left, a little animated, but looked like the right call. And Brian Panic sprinting right in, right on top of that one. So great play there from Kurt in left field. Turns a single into an out at second base. Strike 1 to Long. My goodness, that was exciting. I'm all flustered now. I don't know if I'm going to go to sleep tonight. So 2 outs here. Would have been 1 on, 1 out, but now there's 2. You can kind of hear the silence in the air. That one into left center again. Kurt over. Let's see if Long holds. Kurt, another dart over. Perfect throw for a tag. Should Long have decided to test him, but didn't feel like testing him on that one. And yeah, good point. That was the hero ball they were trying to avoid. Probably the right move. That it took a perfect plan, a perfect throw, a perfect tag to get him over at second. Usually you see those balls hit there that die out there, and that extra base is taken a majority of the time, but everything came together in that instance, and they got him at second base. So runner on first now with 2 outs. Could have been 2 on with 1 out, so you see how quickly that can change things, but the right hitter up in the right spot in Sherman Martin. That one over to left. Kurt calling off Scahill to make the catch for out number 3, so a busy inning in left for Kurt. But that's the guy you want to keep busy defensively. Automatic out there. Big play to get out number 2. Keep the momentum on the Hexx sideline. We head to the top of the 7th inning with Hexx coming up. They got Liam. Okay. So here in the top of the 7th, it's Kim or Frank and then Smokey. Been a very quiet day offensively for Pharaohs, but they're going to have to stop them here. And really, they haven't played a poor game except for 1 inning. The 4th inning, the wheels came off after a couple of misplays. 6 runs across in that 4th. Other than that, it'd just be a 1-run ball game. But you got to believe if that 4th inning doesn't play out the way it does, that the momentum is much different throughout this one. So credit to Hexx for keeping it going as Kimmer keeps it going there, puts it down the line. Slide from Long. It kicks up against the fence. The throw comes in. Kimmer stops at third. Throw past TJ comes into home. That's a leadoff triple for Nick Kimmer.
Now we got a little pinch hitter. This is Impact's finest, Liam Mulcrone. A recent pickup after the play-in game didn't go their way.
Yeah, Liam, very good singles hitter here. Perfect guy to have up with a runner on third. We saw him last year in the tournament get some huge pinch hits for Flashback on their road to the championship.
Wow.
Pika Diablo hits that one right into center. Liam with the big turn around first brings Kimmer in to score. Almost like he heard me say he's a good singles hitter. The perfect little placement right there over Doss's head into center field. Liam pumped up on first as Smokey steps in. Yeah, those borderline pitches loom large. It's absolutely wild. Is that one to Sherm off his back foot? No throw, holds on to it. Probably the right move there. Don't want an errant throw and for things to open up a bit. But yeah, those borderline pitches looming large. Think about it. You've got 2 strikes. You're 1 strike away from the inning being over. You throw what you think is the perfect pitch. You don't get the call. Grounder to second, booted, 6-run inning. So it's one of those Lemony Snicket series of unfortunate events that's led us to this point right now. 8-run ball game. Nobody out. Jimmy up again. Struck out his last time, in case you weren't watching. Make sure Donnie's got some ammo for the podcast. Sunday night. Are you guys doing a pre-show or post-show on Sunday? I know there was chatter, but
We're not sure yet. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
nice pants though.
Great pants. Wonderful pants. I wonder if, do you think Jimmy will try to cut again and miss it for a foul ball, or is he going to try to go deep in that left center gap right now is one of 2 options?
I think he's going to try to make us all forget about that last at bat.
Oh,
And he's going to walk, see? So to go from a strikeout to a walk, now the bases are loaded. Nobody out. So a very trying situation here for Pharaohs defensively, and the hero of that last inning, Kurt Ostrom, stepping in. Single right in front of him. He caught it, he planted, and he fired an absolute dart to second. Hits this one into left. That's going to stay fair just in front of Hobson. Liam in, Smokey in. Jimmy stops at third. Look at him scoot into 3. So Jimmy over at 3, Kurt into second with a 2 RBI double, 2 more across. So we're getting 1 for 6. We're going to get a sub here. Sport Perry coming in.
See some people heading for the exits at the moment, Adam, as Cliff Perry comes on in to try and mitigate the damage as much as he can. But this is where Hexx thrives, when they've got some momentum and they've got now the 3-hitter and Al Rice up with second and third. Hold on, what's going on here?
Yeah, TJ and Brian talking.
Oh, you fucked that out.
So TJ Bryan said he continued. I'm thinking it's TJ because they were talking. He said, I continued to warn him. Obviously, as we alluded to earlier, the umpires deal with quite a bit. Someone, Hobson, pretty animated over there, so I'm wondering if it's him about the play over at second. Yeah, Hobson walking off. I'm guessing it might be him because I know when he jumped up over at second, Brian said something to him after he got thrown out at second. So I'm wondering as he walks off the field if that's who it was, because he said, I was just trying to have a conversation with you. I'm guessing when that play happened over there, Brian let him know, hey, it's done, it's over. And obviously said something to him that Brian didn't like. So it appears that James Hobson is out. My apologies, TJ, for thinking that was you. They were pretty animated over there in the middle of the field.
You're absolutely right. It looked like he looked right at TJ and said, get on out of here. But TJ went back over to first base, and yeah, that was an interesting sequence of events. Yeah,
I'm guessing TJ was just going over trying to defend his guy. Sherman talking to Oscar right now. We can talk about this after the game, guys. We all want to go home.
It's bedtime.
Not going to change anything. Oh, Hobson coming back out. Maybe they're doing the whole say sorry. Obviously, temper's not flaring. It's not like it was overly dramatic anything. I mean, they were talking, and then all of a sudden, everyone kind of came to the middle of the field. We've even got the coaches asking what happened, so nobody really knows what's going on. Al Rice might have to stretch a little bit after this one. Kurt heading back to second. Looks like we are all warmed up. So it looks like it might be Nigel over in center. I can't see that far, but I believe it's Nigel. Veli moving over to left. So runners on second and third, 10-0 right now. Hexx with the lead. Yeah, I got to start negotiating hourly for these tournaments here. As Rice hits that one over towards field 3. Mentioned his last at bat, he could hit it all the way to that dirt. Veli chasing it back to the people. Rice around third, and the big man is going to score, so maybe he didn't need to stretch before that one. Al Rice drives a 3-run bomb to make it 13-0, clear the bases, and still nobody out for Richie Battistoni and Hexx. To answer your question, Crazy Dave, the bracket is set. The losers bracket actually starts at 8 a.m. The winners start tomorrow night, so they'll get to play a little bit later, sleep in. So we get that one back in play. Rice gave it a ride. So Holstein again steps in, takes a strike. Let's see if he can hit this one even further. Yeah, probably the last place you want to throw it to him, inside, so you can turn on it again. Yeah, if you want to see tomorrow's matchups that start at 8 a.m., make sure to go over to quickscores.com/Forest Park. We'll have all the updated bracket as Holstein hits that one to the right side towards the fence. Long, straddling the line, makes the catch for out number 1. So he gave it a ride, but good positioning there from the right fielder. 2 absolute bomb shots to the right side. So Greco up here, 1 down, 13-0. It is almost tomorrow, so maybe we'll just sleep here and get ready for those 8 a.m. games. Who knows? Greco hits that one into center. Nigel towards the logo in center field makes the catch for out number 2. So 6 runs across, then they get a quick 2. So the shortstop, Rob, steps in with 2 outs, 13-run lead. Hits that one up the middle, wide open space into center field, so a 2-out single. So 98 part 2, Eric Wood running here. That one fouled to the left side. That one into right at the feet of Long, comes up firing, throws a little bit of a lollipop into Sherman, who got under it and secured the catch, got both feet in bounds. Oh wait, that's not a football score, it's just 13-0 here in the 7th with Robbie Grisano stepping in, runners on first and third. Hexx fired their field goal kicker after missing the first one, so they've only got 13 on the board, but Grisano looking for the conversion here.
I think we've had about 348 missed cuts for foul balls in this game as we continue on deep into the night. Great swing from Josh Burrito Moran, previously another impact guy that didn't quite make the tournament. Hexx using him to their fullest advantage. It's Robbie, there we go. That's the cut ball that he wanted.
So they do make it the all-important 14. Hexx with a 2-touchdown lead. They've sent everyone up to the plate, and this inning's leadoff hitter, Nick Kimmer, steps in right now with a comfortable 14-run lead. So he hits that one in to right as well. Moran around third. Grisano's going to stop at third. He's probably very happy about that decision. He said, he goes, when you do games, when you do live streams, I never get on base. And here he is. He's got a couple RBIs, a deep triple, all sorts of good stuff. So he can't blame me anymore when he has a bad game, Donnie.
He will.
He will, I know.
Well, Crone again.
Yep, so Liam staying in here, going to hit once again. Good opportunity for another single here, another RBI. Pretty similar to what we saw from him last year with flashback. Single RBI, single RBI, single RBI. See, the thing I like about Liam, Donnie, is he makes me sound really smart.
Well, that's easy.
So first and third once again. That one up the middle, just past Doss and Sherman. Another run comes in. Liam over to third. Smokey standing on first. So back to the top. Here is Moretti. Moretti hits that one foul to the left side. So first and third. There's a strike. Nice pitch there from Perry. Jimmy hits that one into center, right at Nigel's feet. Liam comes in to score. So first and second, Hexx continuing to roll. So Kurt Ostrom here with the 18-run lead. Yes, you are seeing that correct. Fouls that to the right side. First 3 innings, almost no offense. 4th inning, couple errors led to a few runs for Hexx. 7th inning, Hexx just crushing the ball right now. Great placement, good aggressive base running, not looking back, obviously looking to make a bit of a statement here as Kurt hits that one foul to the left side, so there's 2 strikes. But this is definitely Hexx putting their feet down and saying, hey guys, don't forget about us. They're going to be playing the 45s tomorrow at 6:30. 45s, of course, with the rout of Wales. So they must have seen that game end early, saw the scoreboard, and said, hey, we can do that too, putting up quite a few runs in this one. So that Hexx 45s game should be a barn burner tomorrow. Kurt hits that into center. Nigel chasing it back, makes the catch up against the chest for out number 3. I'm not even going to count all the filled-in boxes on my score sheet. Hexx with a lot in that top of the 7th. Pharaohs just looking to show a little bit of life, trying to do something here, Donnie, in the bottom of the 7th. So Liam's going to stay in behind the plate. Donnie, obviously 18-0 right now. crazier things have happened, but for Pharaohs, you're looking ahead to trying to create a little bit of momentum, some good feelings. You don't want to go down right now 1-2-3 or have this quick bottom of the 7th and then go into your losers bracket games laying a complete goose egg. So how important is it just to get something in a moment like this?
Yeah, man. That's a great point that you make. I mean, you're absolutely right. You'd like to see a little bit of momentum as we kind of stroll into the bottom of the 7th. I mean, unfortunately, teams check out in this situation, and you're going to see some pinch hitters that don't get a ton of opportunity. As Smokey, who's played fantastic at short center, kind of getting the call, hasn't played a ton of short center for these guys this season, makes another play for these guys, been lights out up the middle. But now you just want to see some guys maybe have some fun and get some hits, as my guy Marcus Webb hits next for Pharaohs.
Marcus Webb, fan of the broadcast. But, yeah, like you said, this is an opportunity, to get people big at-bats in the no-gloves tournament. So then if they do, go further in the tournament, it's not going to be as high of a pressure situation, getting your first at-bats in a must-win game or a championship series. So, you always do like to see it. But as a team, you just don't want to stay flat for a full 7, especially an 18-run ball game. That's going to stick with you for a while. That's one that you wear, and, it haunts you when you look back at the tournament and see what kind of start you came out to. But again, a lot of that came from one call that they didn't agree with, and then it just cascaded. So that's a game too where, that one thing led to so much negativity for this team, and they were never able to get it back. But this Pharaohs team's a good team. They're a team that can get on a roll, make some noise, and run through that losers bracket real quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, for Pharaohs, it's over, right? With one out remaining. Right, you have to have a short-term memory when it comes to playing this game because you could beat anybody.
Yeah, and we talked at the top about a lot of the young talent on this Pharaohs squad, a lot of the veteran leadership as that one rolled over to third, high hop to Kimmer, throws to Greco for the out, and Hexx victorious over Pharaohs 18-0. So Hexx beats Pharaohs, 45s beat Whale, Circus over Hall of Fames, Fat Kids over High Y, Signature over Shooters, Moneyline over Goodwood, March over BTA, and Flashback over Iron. Those teams will be advancing to the winners bracket. All our games start back again tomorrow at 8 a.m. We'll have our live streams back on the night. Make sure to stay tuned. Hexx is fired up right now. I said it's going to be a big momentum game for them, Donnie, but obviously we've got a lot of action tomorrow. We've got some great games coming up tomorrow night, so make sure you stay tuned to our socials for all the action. It's a late night, so we're going to keep it short and go home. Donnie, thank you for joining us for this one. It was a barn burner. We've got some great games coming up tomorrow, and you've got a good game coming up tomorrow, so good luck on that one.
Well, thank you as always, Adam, for having me up here in the booth with you guys, and it's always a pleasure. I know this game didn't go as we'd imagined for Pharaohs. We wanted to be maybe a little bit closer, but appreciate everybody for coming on out and listening to the stream with Adam and myself, and we'll see you tomorrow.
So thank you all for joining us here live from the Park District of Forest Park. Field 1 will be back at it tomorrow, day 3 of No Glove Nationals action, so can't wait to have you with us. Thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow.